So what if a high school class could do more than just teach you how to write? What if it could actually teach you who you are? We're going to dive into this incredible story out of a high school in Taiwan, where one teacher and one course are empowering students to become the designers of their own lives, using some pretty amazing tools.
And you know the feeling I'm talking about, right? Think back to that moment. You're staring at the college application, the personal essay prompt, and just this wave of dread washes over you. Where do you even start? How do you sum up your entire life on one page? It's a feeling that is, well, pretty much universal.
And this is what the students themselves were saying. I mean, listen to that. These aren't just kids complaining about a hard assignment. This reveals something so much deeper, a real, genuine belief that their own lives just weren't interesting enough or valuable enough to even share.
And that gets us right to the heart of the matter. The course wasn't designed to solve a writing problem, it was designed to solve a crisis of confidence.
See, the teachers realized something crucial. Before these students could ever write their story, they first had to believe they had a story that was worth telling. So the course had to go way deeper than just grammar and structure. It had to tackle this fundamental feeling of not knowing their own value and help them actually build a vision for their future.
So, okay, how in the world do you tackle a problem that big? Well, they built this incredible, unique toolkit. It's a blend of proven methods and really creative, hands-on exercises, all designed to build a whole new foundation for these students.
The whole thing is built on a super credible idea, the life design framework that came out of Stanford University. So this isn't just some random experiment. It's a really popular, well-tested methodology that basically applies the principles of design, things like curiosity, prototyping, trying things out, to the big challenge of building a life you actually love.
The course walks students through this very clear three-stage journey. First, they explore. This is all about looking inward, clarifying their values, and really getting a sense of who they are. Then they integrate. They start connecting the dots, visualizing their dreams and building a story, and finally they output. They take everything they've learned and use it to create and present their personal narrative, with a little help. It's just a really smart flow from self-discovery to self-expression.
And to guide them on this journey, students got this awesome set of tools. They weren't just vaguely talking about their feelings, they were mapping them. They used a wayfinding map to trace all the ups and downs of their lives. They used the Japanese concept of Ikigai to find that sweet spot between passion and purpose. They even created a life canvas, which is kind of like a business model, but for your own life. And then creative exercises like the future cover design made it all feel so real and exciting. These are serious, structured tools for doing some really deep self-reflection.
Okay, and here's where things get really, really innovative. The course introduced a surprising partner into this journey of self-discovery, and that partner was artificial intelligence.
Now, I know when you hear AI in education, a lot of our minds immediately go to the dark side, right? We think of cheating, plagiarism, students losing their personal voice. But this course just flips that whole idea on its head. Instead of being a shortcut to cheat, the AI becomes a dialogue partner. Students use it to brainstorm ideas, to help them refine their language, and even run mock interviews. The AI isn't writing for them, it's helping them think with them.
And this quote right here shows you just how well that worked. This isn't a teacher saying it was a success. This is a student. Calling AI the most powerful tool, that tells you everything. It was fully integrated not as a crutch, but as a real, genuine partner in their own creative process. So, the million-dollar question, did all of this actually work? Well, let's look at the results. The transformation is just crystal clear, not only in the data, but in the student's own powerful words.
The numbers really do speak for themselves. A staggering 92.5% of students said the course helped them understand themselves on a deeper level, and over 85% gave a big thumbs up to using AI as a helper. That's not just a passing grade, that's a home run. It's a massive validation of this whole unique approach.
And this is what that self-understanding looks like when it becomes real. This student didn't just stumble upon a major. Through this process, they unearthed a genuine, long-held passion. They connected the dots from their past and realized their interest in architecture wasn't just some impulse, it was deep-seated. And that gave them the confidence to truly own their future path.
Here it is again, that idea of AI as a dialogue partner. For this student, the tech wasn't a spell checker, it was a synthesizer. It helped them weave together all these different threads of their life, their experiences, their interests, into a coherent story. It gave them a clearer vision of not just who I am now, but who I can become.
You know, one of the most striking exercises they did was asking students to describe their own growth using a metaphor. And the results you see here, this wasn't just some cute writing prompt. It was a really profound way for them to put words to their own transformation and to find the core narrative of their journey.
I mean, what a beautiful image, right? This metaphor perfectly captures resilience. It acknowledges that growth involves friction, it involves setbacks, that polishing, but it reframes that difficult process as the very thing that creates something brilliant and valuable in the end. And here's another one from a different student. This one connects that personal struggle to a shared journey and a clear destination. It's all about endurance, about facing the wind and rain together, and holding on to that hope of a brilliant sanctuary at the end. It's just a powerful story of perseverance.
So look, this is more than just a feel-good story about one classroom. The impact here is hinting at a much, much bigger idea. A potential new model for what education can and maybe should be.
This quote right here might be the ultimate proof. The lessons from this class aren't just for getting into college. We're talking years later. A former student is out in the world, working in Africa, and using the core skills from this class, empathy, problem solving, to navigate incredibly complex, real-world challenges. That is the sign of a truly deep and lasting education.
And you should know, this isn't some tiny, isolated experiment anymore. Its influence is spreading. It's already reached over 700 students. The creator has shared the model with teachers all over the country, and it's even gotten praise from the very Stanford faculty who inspired the whole thing. This is becoming a movement.
So ultimately, this whole story isn't just about a clever curriculum. It's about a fundamental shift in what we think education is for. It proves that a class can go beyond just teaching facts and figures and actually empower students with the tools for self-creation. And that leaves us with a really exciting question to think about.